and welcome everyone to the Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network of Moonstruck TV. You know, we're still the number one psychic radio network on Earth. You know, we did all the fancy math. I won't bother you with it, but it's nice to be number one. And when you're number one, it just kind of breeds certain things. Like silver medals and gold medals and things like that. So, just different things. And then sometimes you win a gold medal. They don't send you a gold medal. They say you have a gold medal. So that's good. But welcome to our program today. I'm your host, John Cappello, and I am a psychic medium from Texas. And we are delighted to have you with us. We talk about psychic stuff. We know that there's a lot of those skeptic programs out there, and we like to dispel a lot of those things. And I travel around the country and I demonstrate my work to different places, especially around Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. I do go up to Kansas, and every once in a while you'll see me in Tennessee, and who knows, I may show up someplace around where you live. So I hope that one of these days you will take a look at my calendar or like me on my Facebook page, because there is always it's okay. There's always a list of the places that I'm going to be going to, and I am I just got back from Abilene, Texas, and it's interesting because while I was doing a spirit gallery there, Shauna, my sponsor there, took a picture of me, and I can't show you here on this platform, but if you go to my Facebook page, my like page, if that's what they call it, everything's changing so rapidly. If you go there and you scroll down for a few posts that I have on the site, you'll see little dots around me, little psychic little spirits that are there, and it's something that people tell me they see around me all the time. And when I'm in the dark, which is really the best way to get a psychic reading, I tell you, it's very, very powerful. People see sparks coming off of me, so I don't see them, but I have to believe them because I've been told that for years, and people I never have met before. But I am glad that they're there. I'm glad that it's an affirmation about the work that we do, or that I am blessed to be able to do. Because I want to just address that for just a moment. Psychic ability is something that comes from beyond the physical, from our Creator, and it's gifts are things that we really don't own. We're just a custodian of them, and I'm the custodian of these wonderful gifts that have been bestowed upon me, and I do the best I can with them. And I'm not always right, but I do the best that I can to be right. So before I get into some of our content, I see that we have a caller, Shannon from Royce City. So is Shannon still there?
I am.
Hi, Shannon. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Have you ever been acquainted with any of my work in Texas? Have you ever heard of me?
I have not.
You have not? Okay.
But I will be researching that here soon.
Okay. Now, Royce City, I see. I know I don't know if it's close to, is it close to Houston, or where is that?
Closer to Dallas.
Closer to Dallas. Okay. Well, that's closer to me then. But Shannon, is there anything going on in a relationship right now that you wanted to discuss?
No.
Okay.
It was more of a mediumship type reading I was asking for.
Okay. Is there a man in spirit that you're wanting to reach?
No, it's actually a female.
Okay. Because what I'm picking up is a man right now. So do you have a father or grandfather? We'll get to the woman in just a moment, but is there a father or grandfather in spirit?
I have a grandfather.
A grandfather in spirit. Okay. Because a lot of times, the person we ask for to come in is usually can be preceded by another person that might be kind of coaxing them to come. So if you've had a recent loss with a woman, is this a mother or another figure, another? Because she's not real strong right now. So who is this lady that you're trying to reach?
My mom.
Your mom, okay. Because it just felt like initially it was mom, and this might be her father that's trying to bring her in. And the reason why I say that she's being a little bit coy with me is that was she real sick, or was she hurting, really hurting right before she passed?
Yes.
Okay, because it just seems like she was doubled over. I don't know what happened here, but I'm not. She may have been sick for a long time, but it just seems like right there before the end, she was doubled over, or she just really had a lot of pain, like in her chest and stomach area. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. And the thing is that she says that she hurt so bad she just couldn't think. You know, and it wouldn't surprise me if you weren't close to her, you were there, or other families were around her, other family members were around her when she was that ill. Is that right?
Um, it, so it was. She'd been sick for a really long time with her lungs, with asthma, and then
With
she
her
contracted COVID.
COVID. Okay. Well, it just. I'm sorry that she had been sick with her lungs, but was she by herself when she passed away then, or what?
Yes. Yes.
She
Well,
was
we weren't
okay.
allowed to be. Yeah, we weren't allowed to be in the hospital at the time.
Okay, I hear a lot of that. And there's been well, now the people are starting to come in who have lost loved ones from COVID, but it's like I say, she was just in a lot of pain, and uh, people don't talk about COVID affecting the stomach, but I know when I had it, it was terrible. I had a terrible stomach problem, and uh, and so I feel like Mother had that too. So Mother, in a way,
Yeah, she's
just didn't have
throwing
a
up.
chance. She did curl up. Okay. Um, she just didn't have a chance to say goodbye. And
Hmm.
so she wants to thank you for being here. And she just says it means the world to her that you are with her. And she said, I don't know, was she close to her dad? Or do you know?
No, he left her at 2, and they didn't really have a relationship.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I feel like it's him that's here, but because maybe he was just trying to make amends to her. But a man certainly came to get her when uh, when she passed away. So
It
I'm just
could have
pardon me.
been my dad's. It could have been my dad's dad. She
Where
was
was she
close
close to
to
him?
my dad's parents. Yes.
Okay, because she considered him a dad, you know,
Yes.
and so that's and sometimes that happens. Another person kind of takes the role of the natural father. But so I feel like she went into a place where she felt nurtured and was welcomed, and so she wants you to know that she is doing better and that she is at peace. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
sorry you weren't there because it just feels like everybody was kind of gathered waiting to speak to her, and they just couldn't do it. But so
Yeah,
she just
we
she
all sat
felt.
at my brother's house just waiting for the doctors to
Oh,
call.
okay, then that's it. Because she was with all of you the best that she could out of her body, and so I just want you to know that she was so appreciative that everyone had such an outpouring of love for her. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to meet you sometime.
Me as well. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. So we'll go ahead and take our second caller, and then we'll get to some of the content that I wanted to talk to you about today. And I believe it's Christina, is it in Baltimore? Is that right?
Yes,
So how are you today, Christina?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, fine. You have a question for me today?
Yes, I just wanted to know like about my marriage. Should I let go of my marriage?
Let go of your marriage? Okay. What is your birth sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay. Oh, I've been having Sagittarians call me today this week. Um, right now, Christina, the aspects astrologically, I'm a big proponent of watching where Saturn is in people's charts, and right now, Saturn is in Pisces, and it's affecting those mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and of course Pisces, and everything is kind of on the table. And wherever Saturn is in your chart at the moment, it kind of sweeps clean and it kind of refines what needs to be worked on in someone's life. Now, are you and your husband still together, or is he left?
Oh, he left, and I'm currently pregnant, about fourth child.
With child? Okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you what I'm feeling. I feel like you should wait before you try to get a divorce. I'm not sure you can get a divorce while you're pregnant anyway. But I, uh, I'm really disappointed in the energy that I get from from your husband because it just feels like he is a little bit irresponsible. I'm not sure he was always that way. But I feel like one of the reasons why he is acting the way that he is because he could never get established. Okay. And I feel like there's a little bit of shame and a little bit of embarrassment there. Now he may have another woman. I don't know. There's something about that, but it just feels like it's more like he never could make enough money, or he couldn't meet his responsibilities like he had dreamed about or wanted to. Okay, is there any truth to that? Can you verify any of that?
It is. It is. He's very bad with money. Um, and it could be, I have an oldest son who's sick, and he like neglected him too, and just have not been, a good dad to the boys or a good husband to us.
It's a good
Um,
husband. Yeah.
because
Well,
he has been like screaming, not making
well,
enough money, like you said.
yeah, yeah. Well, Christina, and I'm not picking on you, but you chose this man. So I feel like you
Yeah.
loved him a lot for a while at least. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say that you're not going to get divorced from him in the next few months, but by the next year or year and a half, if he doesn't make a radical change, then you will divorce him. Now, is he close to his mother?
Very close to his mother and his sister, which is the reason why he is the way he is. They
Really?
like
Because so
they
they
contribute
pampered him too much.
they condone him not being a good father and not being a good husband. Like they're okay with it.
Well, I'm really surprised because usually a mom will get after her son when he's not taking care of his responsibilities. So,
It was normally
Christina,
his father,
his
but his
father,
father passed away. Yeah, his father used to stay on him, but his
yeah,
father
yeah,
passed away.
yeah. Well, Christina, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but it's like I say, I feel like you're really not ready to get divorced, but you will be in the next few months. And so what that means to me is that you've got to get into a preparation stage, but also, the next person that comes into your life, you're just going to have to be really careful about who your choices are, okay? Because it feels like you are a very strong person and it feels like you have a lot of ability and that you will overcome this obstacle when you finally do divorce. But when you do, I don't think that you're going to look back. You're not going to give him another chance. And if you do, I'm going to scold you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Christina, for your call. I hope that was helpful to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I want to go ahead and just talk a little bit about Venus today. And I think that I did that. I may have talked a little bit about it in a previous show, but Venus is the planet of love. Uh, Venus is the planet that we look to in our chart to kind of show the way we love, okay, and or what we're looking for in love. So, for instance, if you have Venus in Aries, you want a partner who's just a little immature, adventurous, and someone that unfortunately can be a little irresponsible. So, um, but someone that is a little bit childlike in their way. Excuse me. And Venus and Taurus would be more materialistic, and and you may be that way if you have Venus and Taurus. So when you're looking for Venus or looking at Venus in your chart, you also want to see your partner's Mars. Okay. So their Mars in relation to your Venus is very important, or your Mars in comparison to theirs, because if there's a strong Mars Venus connection, whether it is a conjunction or opposition or square, those are really the ones that create glue in a relationship. And because Mars is our sexual appetite, it's our the way we our aggressiveness, and we'll talk about Mars probably next week. But with Venus, it's what kind of makes us attractive to them, but we also look for special things in our partner when we have Venus. For instance, you have Venus in Sagittarius, and you're looking for someone who has kind of a happy-go-lucky attitude, or someone who is kind of has a joyous perception of life. You know, so so these are important things when you are looking at your Venus. And I always encourage you to have your chart handy when we're talking here on the psychic side, because I will tell you a little bit about what these different placements that you may have, and if you have questions about them, I hope that you will send me an email. You can send it to john@johncappello.com, or of course you can look a lot of this stuff up in the on the internet. It's everywhere nowadays. It's not like you have to get a hold of an astrologer like myself to talk about it, but it's good to hear it from an astrologer, not just read it. So you might want to look to see where Venus is, and if you see where Venus is, then you kind of know your perspective of things. So whether like you have Venus in Aquarius, then you might be a little detached. You might have a little bit of a bohemian attitude towards a lover, and you may not have to just you may not have a conventional love relationship. So with anyone. Now it's interesting though, Venus is not just about love; it's also about friendship. And so if you find that you have your Venus is near someone's sun, then it could mean just a really good friendship, because they make you feel good, and you make them feel good. So that's interesting. And another thing about Venus is that if you have Venus in the first house of your chart, could indicate that you're a pretty attractive person, you know. And Venus in the seventh house means an attractive spouse. And then you have Venus next to your sun, anywhere next to your sun, or any kind of major relationship with the sun is going to affect your physical appearance. And so that's another thing that you may be looking for. You may be looking for an extremely attractive person, a model, or someone akin. Or a Barbie. So that's what you're looking for. But those two individuals, so to speak, are have strong Venuses, because they're always very attractive individuals. So I'm going to move on from that. We never have a lot of time here on the psychic side, so I'm going to talk a little more about angels, because I've moved into the mediumship area, and there's a lot to talk about when it comes to angels. And one of the things that I believe I mentioned is that sometimes an angel is a first guide, and they can be huge. And just like all first guides, they can always appear to be huge, and go, what in the world? Who's that? Or why are they here? And that's usually their first guide, because they're the protectors. They're the ones that are going to make sure you're okay, and spiritually at least. But now with angels, though, they come in all different sizes. But we spoke a little bit about the different orders of angels, and you have the lower order, the middle order, and the higher order, and I call them realms. So the lower realm of angels has three different types of angels in it. You have angels, you have archangels, and you have the principalities. And we're still talking about angels, just the everyday variety of angels who are the most like us. And when they come around, they come in odd numbers for me. Okay. They come 1, 3, 5, 7, some type of odd number. And because that's how I see them when I see them around people. And usually, when you are a creative person or you're a person of authority, you may have maybe 3 angels around you that are helping you with your position. For instance, if you're a writer, you have a master angel for or your writing, and then you have 2 apprentices, one which is further along than the other. That's just the way I see it. Other people are going to give you other explanations, and no one is wrong and no one is right. But these are the ways that I see them, and there are billions and billions of angels. And so, if you're a musician, then you have one principal angel that is helping you. Maybe you're channeling that music through, because they're your master. Now, there are billions. There can be billions of music angels, billions of writing angels, billions of speaking angels. It's just all of these angels play a big part in our lives, and we don't even realize it. But if you've ever done anything that kind of appeared automatic around you, that automatic feeling is most likely an angel working through you. At least that's my feeling, because, like I say, this is the psychic side. This is the way that I believe things work, and because it's not that we're not in control of ourselves. We certainly are, but that coordination, that special gift, that special ability is usually attributed to someone like or something like an angel. In other days, we would even attribute the wind to the wind angel, or a storm to maybe a fallen angel. These different things were always had different connotations toward the angel hierarchy, and so when you look at it from the standpoint of the angels being around you and being supportive of you, yes, you're the one that is actually doing the deed, or doing the things that are around you, those wonderful things, those wonderful gifts that you have. But those gifts are supported by angels. And so I think that's kind of a special thing, because it's just the way the Creator kind of set things up, and it's kind of neat. So we have these different angels in the lower hierarchy, or the first tier of the lower hierarchy, and from there we move to the next one. Oh, and by the way, if you have an Alexa at home, you can say, now I got to make sure mine doesn't go off here. You can say, Alexa, play John Cappello, Flying with Angels, on Amazon Music. And guess what? You'll get John Cappello's Flying with Angels. And it's a good sleep aid, and it's a meditation that's about 30 minutes. And if you listen to it, let me know. I'd like to know what your thoughts are about it. And you can download it and keep it for yourself. And, I've had a lot of people tell me hospice has used it for their patients. They've also used some of my other recordings to help soothe patients that have been near death, and what an honor that some of my meditations have been used for that. So my voice must be really, really boring. but it apparently has helped a lot of people, and I'm proud that it has. But if you want to listen to that on Amazon Music, then you can. And I do have some other meditations there, but that's the one that surprised me. I didn't realize it was on there. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, but it is something that I'm really happy that Amazon has picked up on, and it's something that I hope that you will give it a try, because especially if you've had any trouble sleeping, you don't need a sleep aid. You just can go to sleep to the hierarchy of angels. I want you to give that a try, and email me now. Y'all never call, you never email, so you need to write sometime and let me know that you're listening. So we only have a couple of minutes left here on the psychic side. And so I want to kind of go through the motions of letting people know what is coming up. Now, I just set up a meetup, by the way, for next month. So if you are in the Dallas area, and that is that's for anyone around that wants to come to the Beyond Metaphysics meetup, you can come to Psychic Night. Psychic Night for newcomers. Now, bring your cards, bring whatever you do to impress me with your psychic ability, and I'll be your mentor. And I'll be talking to you about the next group of psychic classes that I'll be offering. And then we'll be talking to some people here in the next week or so from the East Texas Psychic Fair. So we're going to have them on as guests. August 8th, we're going to have them as a guest. So with that, we want to start to wrap up the program. I want to thank my sponsor, Miracles of Joy, for being a sponsor again for next month in advance, and they'll be with us. So we are happy to give you our thoughts every week here on the psychic side in the A1R Psychic Radio Network. I know you're anxious to get Amanda on the program. She's next on the network. But thank you so much for being here. I will be in my home turf this next weekend. I won't be traveling anywhere until August 12th when I go to the East Texas Psychic Fair. So we're going to have a couple of guests on the program in August. I hope that you'll tune in for those things. But with that, we want to say so long, and please join us next week for the Psychic Side. Bye-bye.